Have you ever wanted to know about the future, love, dreams, money,
sucks a bodies?
Well, then you're in luck because we read tarot cards.
And we do it seriously.
We know we're being funny, but it's real. Real magic.
We used to be an Instagram live show.
And then a live show in front of an audience.
Yay! And now, a podcast.
So sit back, relax, and trust the process.
Welcome to The Tarot Show. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to The Tarot Show. I like saying it like that. The Tarot Show.
We're not scary.
Yeah, as if we're just like it really is like witches on the hill. Like, come on in. Our house is made of candy.
Nothing scary.
It's the Tarot Show.
It's nothing weird.
And then we're like unhinged. Doing like a snake's jaw just fully. Wait, this is so off topic, but can you do your Brad Garrett impression real quick?
Raymond. Raymond.
What?
That's what I thought you were doing when you first started doing the snake. You go, Raymond.
Raymond.
What?
Yeah.
Deborah.
Who's here?
Raymond, why don't you pick up your socks?
Not again.
Oh, crap. That's the dad. Or the grandpa.
I guess not everybody loves Raymond. Well, yeah, I'm Dickie Copeland.
Hi.
I'm the one who asked for a Brad Garrett impression.
And I'm Hannah Garces. Hannah Garces is my name.
I won't forget it.
I did the Brad impression.
Hannah Garces
Hannah Garces
is her name.
is my name. Welcome to our show.
Yeah, we're
If you're
feeling
still
it.
with us.
We lost him. We lost him at Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're feeling it a little goofy. We've been off our game a tiny bit. Times have been kind of wild.
Yeah.
I would say. Like a coworker actually checked on me today. Yeah, she came in. She was like, she's not even on the same side of the hall or on the same team. She was just like, hey, like, just your tone. And I was like, oh my God. Well, thank you. I think I'm okay, but it's just like stuff is weird. But yeah, and it's not even weird. It's just like a lot's been happening.
Yeah.
We've been going out a lot, been hard on the body.
Yeah, the holidays are gearing up. It's just
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. You have one like 4 a.m. night, and then all of a sudden you have another 2 a.m. night. Then you have a 2 a.m. night, then a 2:15 a.m. night.
And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, am I on a freaking bender?
Am I on a boy bender?
Am I on a freaking boy bender? Holy smokes.
Wow. Yeah. It's like you have one bad drink, so you got to have a bunch of good drinks to like fix it. But yeah, we've been, we got a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about, but not
particularly
so much on this one. Because this is a mini up. We're going to deep dive on the card.
Exactly.
We'll still get into some stuff, but
But-
this is just a little,
Yeah.
a little snack.
We use these little snacks to take a deep dive on a card, talk a little bit about the symbolism on it, what it means if you pull it upright versus reversed, if there's some astrological connections to it, some bigger thoughts on it. Every now and again, sometimes there's like a spicy little combo that tends to come up and sort of how it has affected our readings. And today's is Ace of Cups. She's beautiful.
We
She's
love
Grace
her.
Seaful. She's Miss United States Seaful. So, but before that, because we're just doing a little mini ep, and we're not doing one of our full eps where we do a lot of tarot readings, we don't have to cleanse the space, but we are going to cleanse our bodies.
Yeah, let's do it.
And we cleanse our bodies, for those that don't know and for those that do, with a shot of Fireball
From the whim.
to the tomb.
Cinnamon.
Tastes like Christmas.
It does taste like Christmas.
It really does. Yeah. Kind of sticks around for a hot second.
Yeah.
Tastes like walking onto a little evergreen tree farm.
Yeah. Oh.
And then is there any other like housekeeping before we get right into blessings and curses?
No, I think that's it.
That's really it. Let's go into blessings.
Let's do it. Okay.
blessings.
Okay, I can start. I want to bless when you sit down in a restaurant and you got chips and salsa, maybe a guac, and a margarita.
Oh my God, a holy space.
Yes.
Wow.
Like, what is better?
I can't think of anything better. Chips and guac and salsa
Sure.
and a margarita.
And a margarita. Like, you're hungry. You find you maybe you had to park.
Yeah.
You had to wait 'cause it's a hoppin' Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
You finally get to sit down. You get chips right away.
Ooh, and
get a
you
margarita.
know you're in a booth.
Yes. Oh God, yeah.
Wow.
You're in a booth,
Unless you're like outside.
which is also lovely.
Also lovely.
I don't know a better person.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've never met a better person. You know what I love so much about that is, wow, Hannah, way to evoke like a very specific feeling. Because I think you are both satisfied because you are eating and drinking, but yet you still have all the wonderful anticipation of like, am I getting sizzling fajitas?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I getting a picture with my girls?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
There's maybe some gossip.
Yeah.
There's some catching up. It's just like fun. The whole night's ahead of you. I guess it's kind of an Ace of Cups feeling.
It is. It's like an ace of margarita. It's an ace of cups with salt. Salt on
Salted
the rim. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
once we do a blessing, for those that can't see this, we light a candle. What if I just put the mic on fire? Because I like to hold it up so you could hear the little click, but you know, it does feel like just putting my microphone in the fire.
It'll be good once we figure out a visual component to this podcast, which
Yeah.
we will eventually.
We will. That's why we'll probably get together for our Patreon. Also, too, because we're hot babes. Everyone should be seeing us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a nice little vibe going. You and me at this
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. The candles.
Yeah.
Our cats. Are you kidding me?
The beautiful Silver Lake hills with their
Yes.
shining lights and the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get it together.
Come on now.
Come on now. All right, for me, for blessings. You know, I'm going to go off of your blessing. It reminds me, I have this memory a lot around these times because, you know, we have your birthday coming up. There's like the UCB holiday party that we're DJing. There's, work parties and
Yeah.
stuff. There are a lot of parties going on. And I feel like in Christmas, you have the most parties where people use a shaker. Like we're making little candy cane teenies or something.
Cute.
And like, people are kind of like, yeah, I'll drink a fun drink.
Yeah.
And so anytime I see a shaker, I think of this girl and I want to bless her formally. I'm going to bring her. I'm actually going to do what the Ace of Cups, I think, also represents, which is bringing sort of the unconscious into the conscious, right? Like actual like awareness on an emotion. And I think I've like fleetingly thought of this woman so much, but now I'm going to actually talk about it, which is I was at a party in college and this woman is a bartender. I don't know. At the time was a bartender and she was hammered and she was holding court in the kitchen, making a crazy drink in a shaker. And she was like, she's doing things and she's kind of doing tricks and stuff. But what she didn't know is that the cap was not on the shaker. And it was going everywhere. And the reason I remember is she did one of those like cocktail like spins of it where like it just like she spun it like, you know, in a 360 like from, and it's like the spray went from the ground up the kitchen on the window on the ceiling and then back into the party. Like there was like a hose just sprayed like in one line over the party and then onto her face at the end. And it was just like, and everyone in the crowd was like, it was as if it was on purpose almost. Everyone went, oh! And then to her credit, she just opened, there's like nothing left in it. She just opened it and put it in a little shot. Like if only.
As if she meant to spray most of it out and just leave enough for a shot.
Like that's, yeah, you got to get rid of the foam. Like how you let it die down on the, like a Guinness or something. And I swear to God, I think of it like a little bit every time I see a shaker. But now that I've maybe said it, maybe that will release me. But yeah, I want to bless
love
her.
Bless her.
I love her. Bless her.
I love her.
Okay, here we go. Let me light a little candle in her memory.
What is funnier than like a party full of people all sort of like gasping or reacting?
Oh my God. Because also then everyone comes running to be like, what happened? Like, even if you were in another room, if I heard a room full of people gasping, I would go,
Right. A sympathetic gasp.
yeah, I think too. Because you move in such like a group at parties. Like you're
Yes.
you're so in the hive mind that you're kind of like, I think also, honestly, that's like the mark of a great party is when everyone is kind of like, all of a sudden you're like, well, now I'm shifting outside.
Yeah.
Well, and now we're all dancing. And, now it's kind of trickling away or whatever. So, yeah, I think everyone was like locked into that. Like all the sheeples went,
That's such a beautiful memory.
and I only would have thought of it because of
Oh.
your little margarita. And then also, too, when I like shook this little fireball thing and I was telling you the cap wasn't fully on. And I kind of like had it you pulled it out. You pulled it out of my brain.
Oh my God, that's okay. I love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, blessings to them.
Blessings to them. Curses
Curses.
to someone else.
Hannah, you want to curse first?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like maybe I've even done this or some iteration of this before, but it bears repeating. The American healthcare system.
Trash.
I've had a day.
Trash.
Not for you. What's her name? Joan. The mom.
Cusack? No.
No, the mom from the Notebook.
From the Notebook. Oh, not Joan Rivers, Joan Allen.
Joan Allen. We love
Yeah.
Joan Allen in this house.
We do love Joan Allen. We specifically love the character of the mom in the Notebook when she's convincing her, trash, not for you.
And she's right. Well, sort of. No, he was fine. He bought the nice house. Whatever. Anyway, not the point.
Not the point.
I am, I'll spare you all, whatever. But I'm just trying to. Your girl's just trying to keep her Zoloft going.
I know, my friend.
And everyone, my ops, and my haters are conspiring against me for me to just not be on my humble 150 milligrams of Zoloft. I am like on the phone. It's so deeply stupid.
Yeah, you are. I watch you do this like Sisyphean effort every month to try and get your little dolls.
Yeah, my little dolls.
And like, you've had to make a bunch of calls and stuff today.
Yeah, I had to like change my primary care provider because suddenly my doctor was not in my network anymore, but no one bothered to tell me.
The sudden shift.
The sudden shift. I'm like, okay. So then I change. I go, new doctor. And she's like, well, I'm not going to prescribe that to you. You need to go see a psychiatrist. I'm like, okay, this rigmarole, this old chestnut.
I heard.
Okay. So, but then it's like a whole thing to get referred to one. And then like,
Yeah.
it's so I have like this, I can't get a refill. And then like, it's the end of the month. And so if I don't get it sorted soon, it won't be effective until the next month. And I'm just like, the cats.
They're arguing because they're fighting because they're stressed out for you.
The girls are fighting. So yeah, it's just this whole stupid bureaucratic bullshit when I'm just like trying to not go off my meds.
Yeah.
And it does affect me when I do, because this has happened before.
Right.
And it's like run out. And like after like, a few days to like a week of me not having them, I'm like,
Yeah. And then you're like the throes of depression knocking at the door.
right.
And then you're supposed to do this hard task on top of it.
Yeah.
Deeply unfair.
It's not fair.
I do blame the American healthcare system.
Just like stop.
yeah, let her have it.
Stop hurting me.
Stop heading me.
Stop hitting me.
What is it that you love to quote from the Babadook? Like, stop.
Oh, why can't you just be normal? That's me to the American healthcare system.
Yeah, why can't you just be normal?
normal.
And then the American healthcare system from the backseat screams at you. God, that's brutal, Han.
It's okay. Well, anyway, fuck them.
Yeah, in cursing, she will blow out the candle. Good curse.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Dick.
Do something about it.
Yeah. Who do you want to hex?
Hex. I will also go a little personal. You know, debated talking about this, but in our last podcast, I did mention how I hung out in a car with Kim ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of funny now, but I have to curse him.
Yeah.
Because there's like a funny moment. He likes to do this thing. And I would extend this curse to all men who do this, where he like laughingly was talking about how he doesn't like Taylor Swift. Your face.
I spit on him.
And like, we kind of started to get into it, and he was like, I listened to Folklore twice or whatever. And I had this moment where I wanted to say, it's not that you don't like her music. It's the way you talk about her. Like it's that. It's like put some, like, just not even like just neutral respect, like, on her name. And it was just that thing, like in the year of Barbie and in the year of the Eras tour, I just kind of like, it's been like, but I didn't say anything because like I consciously was like, this isn't your like engine to fix up, like don't pop this hood. And so like I started to kind of like mumble something to like try to move on while I was thinking that thought,
Yes.
And I was like, Dickie, don't fix this, like let this rattle go away, like it's not, someone else can tinker with that car, it's not for you. But yeah, it's so funny too, because like, to let the listeners know, I sort of have this bad habit where I realized this as I like hung out with, we shall call him Quarterback on this podcast. I was hanging out with Quarterback, and I was thinking about how careful I am with that relationship. And like, if I'm going to take accountability for like my own end of things, like I had this bad habit of like playing with Kim ex-boyfriend, like weird Barbie. Like I sort of take him out once in a blue moon and like break his leg over his head, and then I like this time
leave him in the sandbox overnight, and you're just kind of like, woo.
Yeah, and then I'm like 6 months later, I'm like, don't you want to play? He's always like shaking when I approach. Like literally like scared. And I was telling, not Quarterback, but I was telling, we shall call him Finnick O'Dare. I was telling Finnick O'Dare about how like Kim X's therapist like told Kim X, who told me that like I tend to pen him down and pull his wings off, is what his therapist said to him about me. And I was like, yeah, I did this last time. Unfortunately, like I know I said we were, for the listeners of the pod, I said that we were amicable, and now unfortunately blocked on all platforms. I've had to block because I, to continue the metaphor, like popped his head off, and now I can't play with him anymore. I have to eat him in the bin. So no more, unfortunately.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But yeah, just so funny to be so careful with some and then to play so recklessly with others.
Right. But also I think it's like, as Finnick O'Dare took umbrage with this guy, not just telling you, but also the therapist being like, you bat him around and like tears little wings off. That is also very like victim-y, and it's like, it's not like he ever did much to make you feel safe, make you feel, you know what I mean? It's like it's a two-way street.
Yeah. And then also too, like that's I think the point of the curse is like, well, he doesn't like Taylor Swift.
Right. And for the wrong reasons, I would say. I think you can dislike her.
Yeah. You can find her annoying.
Right.
You can find her, you can also be overexposed to her and stuff, but like as a musician,
Yes.
Like there's just some, and also too, as someone who's like done all that for royalties and like I can't even get started.
Yeah, exactly. It's like hating like the Kardashians or something, and it's like, yeah, I get why, and they're problematic and stuff, but also it's like a boring opinion.
Well, and also honestly,
who
like
cares?
My opinion about her.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like I would never, and not to give things away too much about who this is, but like say like a band like the Smashing Pumpkins. That's not his favorite band, but say it was, I would never talk shit on it.
No.
Just to be like, do you know what I mean? Because there's like a little bit of respect for that person,
Yeah.
But anyways, we're talking too much about it, but it's been on my mind.
Yeah.
And so in the name of my girl, I had to just put the tiniest little curse.
Just a tiny one.
I'm like, his therapist says I'm mean, and then I curse him on a podcast. Blow out the candle.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
I know. It's like, how deep do we go?
I know. Whatever. He likes to get his digs into. He not innocent.
That's true.
Never thought he was.
No one is. I would never want to be innocent. I'm not a pilgrim.
No.
That's my favorite insult to sling around. Like, what are these pilgrims on the dance floor doing? Better get out there and fix this.
The pilgrims suck.
I know. The pilgrims are after you. The pilgrims are responsible for healthcare.
Yeah. Actually.
Well, I'm sure our listeners will be so sad to hear us move on from our real lives and into actual tarot.
We're talking about them cards.
But I do think it's like, I kind of like to, in that way, I sort of consciously wanted to talk about what's going on in my life, especially in those emotional things, because like it is so Ace of Cupsy,
Yes.
and it's like beginnings of new things. Like every time there's an end of something where I'm like, oh shit, that's over. Like now, like really truly over. Not like to the point where you're sort of like, wow, like we're not even friends. But then how that opens up all these new things. Like it really is like clearing space, and like how anytime any of my friends have, and this year was like in all the eclipses and stuff, this was like a year of people getting divorced and of long-term, like you saw it in celebrities, and just like how all those people like, but 2024 is like coming,
Yeah.
like the Polar Express.
Yeah.
It's gonna take us.
Gonna take us away from this life.
That's right, from 2023. So let's explain a little bit more about the Ace of Cups. Han, you want to give kind of
Yeah.
a general overview?
Yes. So I guess we'll just talk about the suit of cups
Let's do that.
to begin with. So, we've talked about the major arcana, and now we're talking about the minor arcana. I can't decide how I say this.
I think we decided, that's so funny. I'm going to say the opposite of what we decided. We
Yeah.
did on a earlier podcast decide. I think we decided with arcana.
Okay.
Well, today it's arcana.
Today it's arcana, and everyone can just fucking deal with it. Okay. So
Our Michael Cana.
our Michael Cana.
Or Kane.
So there are 4 suits, and it kind of mirrors that of like regular playing cards that we're all used to playing with. And these minor arcana cards are divvied up into 4 suits. And so we are talking about the Ace of Cups, which obviously belongs to the cups, which is associated with water signs in astrology. And it's all about feelings, intuition, emotion, and creativity. And the ace of each suit is about new beginnings of things. So if like the Ace of Wands is about like the passion, energy, the start of something new, and that
More passion.
more passion,
More energy.
more energy. Ace of Cups is a renewal of love
Yeah.
and hope and
Like emotional. I keep thinking of like emotional awareness.
yeah.
Sort of like, oh, that moment in like Clueless where Cher goes by the fountain and it.
Oh my
and she's like,
God.
I do love Josh. Like that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Which is such a, also the fountain is like the water.
yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Because the image of the Ace of Cups and what we will be referring to today is the Rider-Waite, kind of the traditional deck. There's a hand, which is on all of the aces, is like a hand being coming from kind of thin air, offering this beautiful chalice that's overflowing with water into this pond. Yeah, and it's just like this fecund overflowing.
Ooh, fecund.
Yeah, we love the word fecund.
Ooh, I love fecund.
This offering of love and awareness, and also it's like it's coming from within too.
Like a wellspring.
Yes, and it's not just about romantic love. It definitely can be, but I think it's also just about that. It's a very spiritual card, and that like kind of that the sentiment across lots of spiritual disciplines and religions, that it's like we all are connected and we all have divinity within us.
Ooh. Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah.
We have said this in our other ones too on the aces, that aces tend to, just like the major arcana, when they come around, almost dominate a reading. Like they can kind of like drive it, because they do carry such weight behind them, because like they have truly energy. I think they're dynamic.
Yes.
And even looking at this card, you could kind of see it, the water overflowing,
Mm-hmm.
sort of just how beautiful the cup is. It kind of glints, it dazzles.
Yes, it does. It has a dove, a white dove flying down into the top of it.
Oh, yes. It looks like she has like a little communion wafer from
Yeah.
your girl grew up Catholic. So Dickie Copeland went to Catholic school for almost 12 years.
So she's dunking the body of Christ into a cup of milk.
She said, yeah, I'd love a snack during church.
Oh my God, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think too, there's something even in the hand underneath. She's not like grasping the sort of stem of the cup. It's like underneath the base of the cup, and it's offered in this sort of like really lovely kind of like gentle way, even though the card has such power. So it sort of helps kind of balance the tone of the card, which is like, yeah, it's a lot, but it's good.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a mommy's hand, like checking your temperature,
Oh my God, it does look like that.
right?
That's really sweet.
You know, another kind of overarching thing I've seen the Ace of Cups be attached to with all this water and this emotion and this wellspring is forgiveness. I think
Oh.
too. In that same sort of thing we were talking about. Oh my God. If Hunk steps on the Zoom, like stop.
Don't do this. He's like, I hate love.
No, he's like our producer. He's like, enough. Enough. Stop talking about Finnick O'Dare. Oh, Finnick, how dare you? I know. I heard you in your head. What was I saying? That forgiveness. Yeah, that there's something about a clean, like for Taylor Swift's Clean song might be like a good one to like think of with this card too. That there's like the end of something means the beginning of something.
Yes.
In like the great sort of tarot way, and that there's like now your tables are clean. Mm-hmm. It's time for it's time for your chips and salsa to come out. It's time to order.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. We just brought out the chips and salsa.
Yeah.
We just have a margarita. It's
Yeah.
all in front of you.
It's as they would say in Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, hilling.
It's hilling.
It's hilling. It's hilling your anything that hurts. It's hilling your wounds.
It's hilling.
It's hilling your fillings.
Oh, Whitney.
Yeah. You've been dealing with her fillings and now it's hilling your fillings.
And now we're chilling.
And now we're chilling. And I'll pay for the billing.
And I'll pay for the billing. Not a shilling.
Not a shilling more. Should we talk about it reversed?
Yeah.
Or is there anything
There was
more,
something
sir?
that I wanted to talk about it reversed. Well, I guess more on the symbol. I have some on like upright.
I love upright, especially the symbolism. Hit me with that symbolism.
I'll hit you with it. Okay. So the armed cross on the wafer that the little dove is holding. Well, first off,
yes.
the dove represents in ancient Greece and I think Roman mythology Aphrodite, who is the goddess of love. And then obviously in lots of cultures the white dove is peace
Yeah.
and hope or whatever.
Catholicism, the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit, yes. And it's going into the cup, which I think is like it's within us. And then there's on the wafer, there's that armed cross, which I read links this card to the High Priestess card,
Oh, beautiful.
who is wearing a cross. And that is a card all about inner knowing, intuition, emotional awareness, tapping into that sort of divinity within you and using it in your everyday life.
Wouldn't it be kind of interesting to think about if it was her hand holding the cup?
Oh my God. It is. Maybe from behind the other side of the
Yeah.
pomegranate curtain.
Well, because she's also someone that could do that.
Yeah.
Sort of pierce the veil to be like, here you go.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
I think it's cool.
Okay. And then the W on the chalice represents the West.
Oh.
Because there's all of this, because like also with the arrow, the cross on the wafer and stuff, it's all about like cardinal directions. And west is a cardinal direction associated with water.
Yeah.
And also it's where the sun sets. And so it speaks to your point about endings and darkness being followed by a new day and renewed hope.
Wow.
So then to go into reversed, it becomes an M, which is, you know, a lot of languages that M is how we say the word like mother.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking about how you know, like as a kid, you'd be like, "Wow, mom."
It does that.
Wow. So she says mother.
Yeah.
She calls for her mother, the high priestess.
Yes. And so then even when it's reversed, it's still a very positive card because everything is still being filled.
Yeah.
The cup still has plenty to give and the pond is being replenished.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
I think too, like in reversey, I think of it a lot as like time. Like if upright, it's like the unconscious becoming conscious. That reverse can be a little bit about like needing to go inward and like needing to think and uncover what is actually inside. Needing to take your walk with your shopping bags to figure out what's going on with Josh.
Yes.
And that there is sort of like this going into a deeper level, but
Yes.
because of the water, deeper emotion. What is underneath that emotion? And usually like you know, like under anger is usually hurt, right? And like
Yes.
what, just getting to the source of the water in a way. And also too, like especially like in a love reading, like obviously if we pull this in a love reading, it's very auspicious.
Yes.
But if it's reversed, it's not that it's not there, but it's like maybe there's like something we have to.
Right. Like there's something within yourself that you need to
Yes.
address.
You have to do your own work a little bit.
Yeah.
You've got homework to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or your mom is going to come get you.
Yeah. She's going to say, wow.
She's gonna
You haven't cleaned your room.
Wow. My mom would say, wow. She'd come in and she'd go, wow. Wow. Then she'd be like, do you want to go to the mall? I'd be like, yeah. Yeah, mom.
That's so. This is off topic, but that reminds me of. I was watching a TikTok of like, I get random clips of the Osbournes,
Oh, yeah.
and there's one where like Sharon is like bedridden, she's like sick or whatever, and she's like, she's like the momager, the head of the household, the matriarch of the household, and Kelly is freaking out. She's like screaming. She's like, I don't want to do this. Like goes to her room, and Sharon's like, Ozzy, can you go say something to her? She's not feeling well. And he goes in, and then like she like rips him a new asshole, and he like comes out shuffling. He's like, oh, Sharon, and he's like, I don't want to do that. I got bollocksed. And then Sharon so sincerely goes, oh, Kelly, she's so dramatic. Oh, I love her. And the jealousy I felt. And it's so beautiful. I love them.
That is like a TikTok specifically for you.
Yes.
She's so dramatic.
Oh,
I love her. It reminds me of when our famous moment, I think the moment you fell in love with me, when there's a big like not hoedown. There was like a big like to do at one of our parties, and you had run out of the party and I'd followed you.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm sorry, whatever. And I was just like, me love drama. I said it to you, and it did. It diffused the entire thing.
Yes, because I had felt some feelings. I was like really upset.
Yeah.
And it was so nice for someone to just be like, yeah, you can be upset.
I love those feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only you could be upset, it's better that you got upset.
Yeah.
It's actually better. It's way more boring if you don't get upset. If you don't get upset, what am I going to talk about?
And what is the point? If we're all supposed to be just like little...
What is the point?
If we're all supposed to be perfect little robots all the time, what's the fucking point?
Pilgrims.
Pilgrims.
No, thank you. Not at our party.
Not our party.
No, I'm going to break a man. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scare him so that he sees me coming and he wets himself like a dog. I'll have to cut that out. Yeah. We'll have to cut that out. It's too short.
We're not going to.
I'll never cut that. It's just too much work.
Also, it could be about so many people.
It's that's not about a specific person. That was truly a general. The amount of, this is what I said about God. You know, the writer actor boyfriend I had a million years ago. That like I said, I didn't burn that bridge. I dismantled it board by board, and
took the scraps.
I took the scraps and made each had its own little fire. Do you know what I mean? I didn't burn that bridge. I like fully to the studs broke that thing down. Was like, we will never have a normal interaction after this again, and I don't apologize.
No, I love that.
But also, you know, sometimes with men, that's why they follow and unfollow you for the rest of their lives.
Right.
The great follower unfollower.
Oh, he's so crazy.
He's honestly, he's so furry, so cute, so crazy.
It's gonna follow you again. Oh no.
I know. I love this. Is like it's like winter and summer. I'm like I'm in the unfollow period.
Yes, it's how you know. It's like how like when the coconut oil in your pantry becomes liquid or solid. That's how you tell the seasons. That's when I'm like, oh, he's following you again. Weird. Okay.
I'm like, oh, the groundhog didn't see his shadow, so he won't follow me for another 2 months. For the Ace of Cups, though, can't help but talk about all these little. It is such a relationship-y card, isn't it?
It really is.
I do think, and I do. There's a lot too when I was kind of researching it about that. You know, the great loves of your lives are not necessarily romantic. That the Ace of Cups can be a lot about family and people close to you. I just think it's about the strength of the amount of water is like directly proportional to the importance of the relationship. That's kind of what I think about the Ace of Cups.
I love that.
You know, and I was looking up some fun combos for her.
Oh, I love this.
And I think what's kind of fascinating too about tarot is there's so many combos that are like this means pregnant, and it kind of shows like you know the feminine influence of it all.
Yes.
But for Ace of Cups with the Empress, then when you pull those two together, they tend to mean pregnancy, birth.
Yeah.
The same with Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. That is a little bit more about, I think that's what feels like male, female.
Right.
And then I did love this. The Ace of Cups, when paired with the Knight of Swords, can mean a person that will change your life.
Oh.
You know, like that Knight of Swords energy of like coming in and like,
yes.
perhaps they're inspirational. Perhaps it's like, you know, like, but that it marks someone that changes your life.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? You never go back.
Scream.
A scream from the other room of the party. Scream from the other room.
Scream from the other room.
Scream from the other room. Running in. I'm screaming.
I'm screaming.
Oh my God, we're screaming. Are we screaming in here? And then do we talk a little bit about you did at the top say that the Ace of Cups is associated with water signs.
Yes.
Makes a lot of sense. A lot of water. I think she's also, I've seen associated with the moon as her planet for that reason.
Which makes, again, a lot of sense. If the moon is sort of the divine feminine, the associations with the high priestess and that sort of like mystery.
Yeah.
So I think it's like our own emotions and feelings are a mystery.
They usually are.
You know what I mean? I think people like, that's why I think we're in such a moment of like therapy, deep therapy. Everyone's talking about, you know what I mean? Like self-help, whatever, and like spiritualism. And it's just like, I think no matter how attuned you are, it's crazy to be a human.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to deal with everything that's inside.
Which is why it's so great when someone shows their emotions.
Yeah.
I like it because it's true. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That felt real. And a discovery like that should be celebrated. Because we're living. And I have felt this way about this month, even though we started it when I was like, we run ragged.
Right.
People are checking on me. I don't know. I thought I was being fine. I thought I was being fine, and a coworker across the hall came in to check on me at like 4 p.m. today. But baby, we live in.
We live in.
You know, and it is so funny how it's like, this is the month, all the stuff that even started only kicked it off. Like post tarot show just kicked everything off, where I've been like talking with my friends more than I normally have. Like coming home to you and having updates of just like, oh my God, yeah, this is what happened in the movie. And like, this is what happened at the bar. And like, you know, TG's is back.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I fucking love TG's again.
Ace of Cups on TG's. We're back. We're renewed.
She's full.
She's full.
What do they call that kind of pour? A Greek pour?
Yeah.
Is that a slur?
Oh my God.
I don't think so. It's
To
the
our
best
Greek
thing on the
listeners, sorry, and also you're welcome.
And thank you. Thank you for the pour. Thank you for that.
Opa.
I do feel like everything could be Irish. You know,
Yeah.
the Irish goodbye. It should be an Irish pour.
because like the cup literally comes to the top and then they take the knife to the top of it.
Oh, cool.
You know, like in that Stella Artois commercial almost.
oh yeah.
Where they're like, it comes right up to the top. Let's see. Oh, you were talking about it being, yes, the moon and the divine feminine.
Yes.
Which is why sometimes when you are asking the cards about timing, the Ace of Cups can denote like the first of the month.
Oh,
Isn't that interesting?
that is very interesting.
Like just literally like a 1 to the ace, but
Yeah.
also just the first of like the next month, and that there tends to be this agreement that it means soon, like around be patient, it's around the corner. Like it's coming, but not necessarily right away.
Right.
Which where like I do think like a knight might have more of a right now.
Right.
The Ace of Cups are sort of like it's gradually, it will come, and then once it comes, it will continue to come.
Wow.
I know, interesting, huh? That's really the extent of my notes on the Ace of Cups.
Yeah.
Do you have more?
No, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah. I mean, we love this cup.
We love this cup. Yeah, you haven't seen The Last of Us
No.
or this cup.
Or this
I'm
cup.
sure we'll talk about it a lot more.
We're just putting more Fireball in this cup. Can you imagine this cup with Fireball in it?
Oh my God. Poisoning. There's just a bunch of dead fish at the top of the pond.
That instead of the wafer being dropped in, it's like a slice of pizza that like you stole out of someone's box. It's not even your pizza. You were like, I was walking back from the bathroom and there was just this empty pizza box. And I took this piece.
I just took it. I'm like eating it while crying after getting in a fight with my boyfriend.
Oh, Fozzie Bear.
Poor Fozzie Bear. He's really been through the ringer.
Where are his coworkers checking on him?
I know. I'll have to ask.
You have to ask.
But he keeps it all pretty close to the vest.
He does. Well, we love him because he cray.
Yeah.
We love him.
He's a maniac.
He's a maniac. I think what's so funny too is every time you guys do get in like a little fight, it is one again in the same theme of like the emotions. It's like you guys are like expressing to each other,
Yes.
and you're getting at it. You know,
Yeah.
you're hacking. You're onto something.
He's calling right now.
He's calling right now.
Oh, he's so cute.
That is sweet.
Yes, it's never like you put it well when I was talking to you about this like a week or two ago, of just like you guys aren't like getting nasty. You're not attacking each other. You're not being mean. I think it's just like we're both have this internal roiling mystery that we're both like, ah!
Yeah, I think it's because you are a match.
Yeah.
You both have big, deep feelings, and you've both, because of your different like upbringings, sort of almost been conditioned to like specifically express them in certain ways, and now you have the freedom to express them to each other,
Yeah.
which is like, I think it's not even like before it was bad. It's just sort of like you guys can see each other, so you
Yes.
can kind of like be like, here's everything.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Oh, it was so crazy. I'll send this TikTok to you. But there's a therapist on TikTok that fucking nailed us. You know, it was like about attachment theory, but also like your role in the family. And so I'm a parentified girly, and he's like kind of golden boy. And how our anxiety responses that we cultivated in childhood kind of helped us, sort of determine how we face anxiety, how we react to emotions, and how, he's like such a like active service girly pop, doesn't always want to show emotions, and then I'm very, but it's very affectionate and like is comfortable showing love like with physical touch and acts of service and stuff, where I was sort of like a lighthouse or like another adult in my family. And so I also couldn't share things, but like I live in my inner world and I show affection with my thoughts and my feelings.
You do.
And so that when we are at odds, or it's like if I say something I don't like, if I'm being honest, it's like for him that's really hard to hear because he has to be perfect all the time.
Right.
And it's just like how he, what I mean? He's like so his routine, he's so disciplined, and like he can't let anyone down.
Right.
And so to him it's like catastrophic if I'm like, hey, I don't like when you did this.
Yeah.
And then for him, when I'm experiencing these like crazy emotions, it's also just like it's hard for him to see that because he feels like he let me down. And then if he's like withdrawing and trying to do what he thinks like I want, to me it feels like he's shutting down and he doesn't care. And this is like another person who just doesn't see me and doesn't want to deal with me if I'm not perfect all the time. It made me cry.
Damn, that's wild
Yeah.
to get bonked like that.
I got freaking bonked. But it was like hopeful too. She was like, these people also are really well made for each other, but they have to figure out how to like attune to each other.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Because that would be my whole thing, and I have said this to you, which is like, you know, the guy loves you, and I know you love him.
I do.
You love to power walk with him.
Mama, I love him.
But Mama, I love him.
Trash, just for you.
Just for you. But I think what it is because of that, you guys came on so intensely, truly fell in love. And now here you are, what, like 6, 7 months, 8 months,
8 months later.
something like that. But you've had to, like, when intensity like that happens, you have to start setting patterns. And sometimes those almost happen in the wake of all the intense emotion.
Yeah.
And like new things and like, oh my God, here it's happening, that you almost aren't consciously like laying the brickwork of how you do things because you're caught up in the fun of it.
Right.
And so now it's like, now you're kind of having to like go back and do the like, instead of like in a garden analogy, which is definitely what I did with when I started a garden. I was like throwing seeds around, and then like later I was like, I should put a path.
Yeah.
This has made it hard to walk here.
Oh.
Well, that was fun before, but 6 months later I'm a little like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and I think too, there's also just something about like, I just really believe like there is no bad.
Yeah.
You know, there's only being real or not real. Like that is like maybe the binary for me, as opposed to like that's bad or good. It's like, no, you
Right.
guys are just doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that he called right when we were talking about him.
I know.
How very witchy.
I know. We got him. I got him.
I know it.
I know it.
I know it. Harry, it's you that has to go on.
I know
it. Well, I guess on that note,
let's hit the dusty trail.
well, you guys, I guess we are going to talk about our lives. Guess we decided to do that.
Couldn't help ourselves.
How could we not? Not with, in the Ace of Cups.
Yeah.
Come on.
Our cups be overflowing if.
That is the trutheth.
Thanks for listening if you stayed with us.
With us from the womb to the tomb.